Making headlines, President inaugurates the Maldives Development Bank, which will provide funding for development projects. Economic Minister states that the current government has worked to strengthen the economy in ways unparalleled by any previous administration over the past years. And President officially inaugurates Urmale Hospital as a tertiary care facility during a ceremony held at the hospital. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Mariam Shawshat. President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu inaugurates the Maldives Development Bank, which will provide funding for development projects. The first ever investment bank in the country has been established by President Muizzu, fulfilling a key presidential pledge. The government aims to offer loans for significant development projects and large private investments at low interest rates through this new institution. The President announced the establishment of the Maldives Development Bank Limited on 16th May this year. The Privatization and Corporatization Board appointed 3 members to the bank's board on 21st August. 2 global financial experts were appointed, Aruni Guntileke as chairperson and Noel Gregor Patterson-Jones as CEO. Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohamed Said stated that the Maldives Development Bank will act as a partner in funding development projects in collaboration with both domestic and international financial institutions and investors. Minister Said further highlighted that the bank will not only provide loans but also introduce additional avenues for financial and technical assistance. He noted these include equity finance, fund syndication and risk insurance. Maldives Development Bank is committed to investing in sustainable economic and social development. Its goals include raising funds for infrastructure projects, addressing challenges in financing public sector investment program PSIP initiatives through syndicated finance, and increasing foreign currency liquidity within the Maldivian banking system. The government asserts that the bank's establishment aims to boost investor interest in the country. Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohamed Said states that the current government has worked to strengthen the economy in ways unparalleled by any previous administration over the past year. The minister made these remarks at the inauguration of the Maldives Development Bank. Minister Said criticized the previous government, claiming it had undermined the economy over a 5-year period. He asserted that challenges faced by the economy over the past 50 years were neglected by previous administrations, but significant steps have been undertaken in the last year to address these issues. Minister highlighted key measures including reforms to tackle the foreign exchange crisis, addressing long-standing unsustainable and ineffective subsidies, and implementing initiatives to rationalize excessive political spending. Speaking about the Maldives Development Bank, Minister Said described its establishment by President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu as a pivotal step in revitalizing the economy under a forward-looking policy framework. The bank will play a vital role in financing infrastructure projects, supporting private enterprises, and fostering economic growth and sustainability. As per Minister, the bank will become a cornerstone of the country's economic framework. Minister emphasized that significant work remains to ensure the bank's success. He noted that the Maldives Development Bank will also help expand other financial services such as investment banking, wholesale banking, asset management companies, hedge funds, maritime insurance services and Islamic finance. Minister Said further announced that legislation on a financial centre will be presented to Parliament in the coming weeks to broaden the financial sector and promote a green economy. CEO of the Development Bank of Maldives DBM, Noel Gregor Patterson-Jones states that DBM will play a crucial role in the Maldives' journey towards becoming a developed nation. He made these remarks at the official launch of the Development Bank of Maldives. In his address, CEO of Development Bank of Maldives, Patterson-Jones highlighted that the bank will be instrumental in elevating the Maldivian economy to new heights. He acknowledged the financial challenges facing the country, including a lack of investment in the construction sector and the high national debt. However, he expressed confidence that the DBM would help improve the financial landscape by attracting investors to key projects and revitalizing the construction sector. The CEO emphasized that the Development Bank aligns with President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's vision of transforming the Maldives into a developed nation and will play a significant role in achieving this goal. DBM is committed to investing in sustainable economic and social development, raising funds for infrastructure projects, addressing financing challenges for public sector investment program PSIP initiatives through syndicated finance, and boosting the availability of foreign currency in the Maldivian banking system. The government asserts that the bank was established to increase investor confidence and interest in the country. And now we'll be taking a short break for Isha prayers. We'll be back after Isha break.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدًا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقامًا محمودًا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
मी जमान तक वंदन हल्लु नुवै ಗೆತರುಗೆ ಮಸಲೆ ತಾಬದ ಇರಾದು ಕವಿಯ ಹಲ್ಲು ರಿಂದಾನ ಹಲ್ಲು ಕೊದ್ದೆ
ಅಳಗಣ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮೀ ರಾಜ್ಯಗ ತರಗ್ಗಿಗೆ ಗಿನ ಮಶ್ರೂತಕ್ಕೆ ಕುರಿಯಂಗೆ ಬಗೆಂದೆ ಉಮ್ರಾಣಿ ತರಗ್ಗಿಗೆ ದಾಯರಾ ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಏಕಿ ಕಂಕೊಳ್ತಾವುಗ ಕುರಿಯತ್ತ ಮಶ್ರೂತಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಫಾಹುಗೆ ತಫ್ಸಿಲತ
ರನ್ವೇ ಮಿ ಉನ್ನನಿ ಮ್ಯಾಗಂಡು ಕೊತ್ತಿಂ ಬಯಕ ಪಹಾಲಾಫ
ಮಿ ಮಶ್ರೂತ ಕುರಿಯಗೆಂದನಿ ಗಿನ ಗೊಂಜವಂತಕ ಕಾಯಕು
ಹಗೀಗತುಗ ಮುಳಿ ಮಾಲೆಯಂ ಹಲ್ಲೆಂ ಅಣ್ಣಾಣಿ ಮುಳಿ ಮಾಲೆಗೆ ಹುರಿಹಾ ಮಗುತಕ್ ನೆಹದಿಗೆ ಮಾಲೆಗೆ ಹುರಿಹಾ ತನಕ ಸ್ಟೋಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇದ್ದೇವಿಗೆ
ರೈತುಗೆ ಹೋಫೆಂತಕ ಗೊಳಿಫವಾ ಮಿ ಮಶ್ರೂತಗೆ ತಫ್ಸೀಲ್ ಅಲ್ಮೆನ್ ಬೆಲು ತೆರಿನಾ ಹನೆ ಗೆನಸ್ತೇನಾ
ಆದಿತ್ತ ದುವಹುಗೆರೆ 22 ಕಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮಿನೆಟುಗ PSM ನ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್.
Welcome back once again to PSM News in English. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu officially inaugurates Hulumale Hospital as a tertiary care facility during a ceremony held at the hospital. The event marked the launch of several advanced medical services, including the Operation Theatre Complex, Intensive Care Unit ICU, Neonatal Intensive Care Unit NICU, and Centralized Sterilization Department. At the ceremony, the hospital received its registration and operating license as a tertiary care facility. Following the inauguration, President Dr. Muizzu viewed a video presentation on the newly introduced services, toured the upgraded facilities and engaged with staff to learn more about the services provided. Speaking at the event, Dharmavanta Hospital CEO Ibrahim Abdul Razzaq Halim commended President Dr. Muizzu's vision for revolutionizing the health sector by introducing new services and enhancing existing ones. Halim highlighted that the government has already allocated the necessary resources, including skilled health workers and funding, to elevate the standard of care across hospitals in the capital city. Among the upgrades, the hospital's Operation Theatre Complex now includes 4 state-of-the-art operating rooms catering to ophthalmology, orthopedics, gynecology and general surgery. The complex facilitates advanced laparoscopic surgeries with surgeons from IGMH and Dharmavanta Hospital, and also utilize the facilities to enhance collaborative care within the Male City group of hospitals. Additionally, an ICU with 10 beds and an isolation unit for managing communicable diseases has been established. The hospital now also houses an ICU with 14 dedicated beds for specialized neonatal care. A central sterilized service department, CSSD, has been set up to ensure the safe sterilization of medical equipment. The department is equipped with advanced machinery, replacing a previously limited setup and significantly enhancing the hospital's capacity to maintain safety standards in service delivery. Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim emphasizes the government's policy to ensure that even the poorest citizens receive the most desirable medical services. Speaking at the official opening ceremony of Hulumale Hospital as a tertiary care facility, Minister Nazim acknowledged that the Asanda health insurance system in place for 15 years has consistently exceeded its allocated budget, placing a significant burden on the economy. The minister noted that the public envisions a healthcare system where essential services like Asanda are efficiently delivered to rightful beneficiaries in a manner that is both beneficial and sustainable. He also highlighted the need to reform to ensure the system does not hinder the country's broader development goals. Minister Nazim revealed that 60% of Asanda's expenditure in recent years has been spent on medicines alone, with drug prices remaining disproportionately high compared to global standards. He attributed this to inefficiencies within the Asanda system and the absence of proper regulatory measures. He remarked medicine is not just a cure, it is a small component of the entire healthcare system. He expressed the real question is whether necessary measures are taken at the right time to prevent reliance on medicine and ensure optimal delivery to the people. Health Minister reiterated the government's policy of prioritizing access to high-quality medical care for the poorest populations, including those living in the smallest islands. He noted that efforts are underway to improve the health sector under the direct guidance of President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu. Minister Nazim also stressed the importance of fostering a healthy population through preventive measures. He announced that a public health prevention program has already been launched in 7 atolls and will be expanded nationwide next year. Vice President Hussein Mohammad Latif states that the world has accepted the policies of President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu. He made the remarks during an interview on PSM News' Week 52 live coverage. During the interview, the Vice President outlined the government's efforts to address challenges facing the Maldives, emphasizing that all government initiatives are designed for the benefit of the people. He noted that the biggest challenge upon taking office was the country's significant debt, which had made it difficult to manage state operations. However, the Vice President highlighted that progress has been made in this regard, with the government working to strengthen relationships with international partners. Speaking on foreign relations, the Vice President stated that ties with creditor nations have been bolstered and substantial concessions have been achieved through foreign policy. He attributed these successes to the recognition of President Muizzu's policies on the global stage. Vice President praised President Muizzu for his consultative leadership style, noting that he actively seeks input from all stakeholders and values the advice of his cabinet. The Vice President also announced that several new projects, particularly in housing, will be launched in the coming days. He stressed that resolving housing issues is a top priority for the government and a significant portion of the budget has been allocated to address these needs. Additionally, he stated that the government is committed to finding permanent solutions to major social challenges in the Maldives. The Vice President concluded by expressing confidence that the country is on the right path, driven by the transformative changes being implemented by the government. Speaker of Parliament and Chairman of the People's National Congress (PNC) Abdurrahim Abdullah states that the upcoming year will bring tangible development for the Maldivian people. He made these remarks during an interview on PSM News' Week 52 live coverage. Speaking on the program, Speaker Abdurrahim highlighted the significant achievements under the leadership of President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu over the past year. While some successes are not immediately visible, he emphasized the importance of the government's efforts in safeguarding Maldives' sovereignty, independence, religious unity and nationalism, as well as addressing financial challenges. The Speaker commended the President for fulfilling his promise to cease currency printing, describing it as a major economic milestone. He also praised the President's effective management of state revenue, which he described as another remarkable achievement. Abdurrahim noted the diplomatic accomplishment of withdrawing foreign troops from the Maldives, a move he said was carried out with honorable diplomacy. He highlighted the President's commitment to shaping a foreign policy that respects the core values of the Maldives while maintaining relationships with nations near and far. The Speaker also underscored the President's success in creating a safe environment, fulfilling a key campaign pledge. He called these achievements vital milestones in the government's first year. Addressing the role of Parliament, Abdurrahim stated that a cooperative legislature is essential for effective governance. He warned that a Parliament focused on obstructing the government or led by a Speaker with personal agendas would hinder national progress. He pledged his support in overcoming challenges to ensure the government's success. As both Speaker of Parliament and Chairman of PNC, Abdurrahim expressed his commitment to supporting the administration and lauded President Muizzu for the government's achievements during the past year. Nigeria and China agree a new partnership on clean energy and green industrialization. The MOU was signed during a high-level forum of the South-to-South Cooperation on Climate Change held at the Chinese Pavilion in Baku.
Nigeria's Minister of Environment Balarabe Abbas Lawal and his Chinese counterpart Huang Ronqi of the Ministry of Ecology and Environment China signed the Memorandum of Understanding on behalf of their governments. Climate change remains one of the most significant threats impacting everyone and everything across all borders, but acute in vulnerable regions such as Africa and Nigeria, to be specific, truly calls for this high-level forum of South-South cooperation on climate to scale Nigeria's energy transition efforts.
The MOU just signed now is trying to establish a relationship between Nigeria and the Republic of China in the area of energy, clean energy particularly, and also in the area of green industrialization. We are looking at 13 areas within Nigeria. For example, we are looking at Lake Peninsula, we are looking at the northern belt and areas like that. So this is just the beginning of a relationship between us.
This COP must be a moment for multilateralism, for international cooperation, for standing up for each other, showing solidarity, working together, and building a common future.
Nigeria and China have come a long way in many things, and the South-South cooperation provides a powerful platform to amplify voices, share resources, and exchange knowledge. And by working together, climate resilience can be accelerated through initiatives and technology transfer, capacity building, and financial support.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says Australia is ready to exploit any move by the new Trump administration to walk away from action on climate change. Anthony Albanese is at the APEC summit in Peru, where he is talking up green tech investment opportunities in Australia.
The two discussed trade and military cooperation, but inevitably the conversation turned to Donald Trump. He is a constant theme amongst world leaders who are gathering here in Lima. There's concern, of course, about the trade implications of the second Trump presidency. He is promising sweeping new tariffs. But when it comes to climate change, Anthony Albanese is looking for opportunities.
Potentially, given Australia's position in the world and the resources that we have, there are potential benefits if there are changes in US policy.
Donald Trump has pledged to withdraw the US from the Paris Climate Agreement and dismantle the Biden-era Inflation Reduction Act, which involves billions of dollars of incentives for green investments. Australia doesn't have quite the same scale of incentives on offer, but Anthony Albanese is trying to convince investors to look at what is available in Australia. China's President Xi Jinping has also arrived here and has opened a massive new port funded by China here in Peru. He'll hold his final meeting with the current US President, Joe Biden, on Saturday.
The Hong Kong Academy of Medicine and Hong Kong Sports Institute signed a memorandum of understanding as both parties aim to promote sports medicine among the wider community. Hong Kong has taken a significant step towards increasing the availability of sports medicine for the public. An MOU signing ceremony was held at the Hong Kong Sports Institute, attended by the Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism, Kevin Yeung, and the Secretary for Health, Lo Chung Mau. The event featured distinguished speakers including Olympic fencing champion Cheung Ka Long and swimmer Seo Ban Hauge. Several coaches from the city's sports teams also shared insights on the importance of sports medicine for elite athletes. Professor Gilberto Leung, president of the Hong Kong Academy of Medicine, highlighted the need for broader promotion of sports medicine in the city. Professor Leung further noted that the MOU aims to extend the benefits of sports medicine beyond elite athletes. The collaboration between the Hong Kong Academy of Medicine and the Hong Kong Sports Institute will focus on integrating sports medicine into primary healthcare, encouraging more residents to adopt active lifestyles. It blooms for just a few hours and smells like rotting flesh, but that didn't stop thousands of people lining up for hours at Geelong's Botanic Gardens to see and smell a rare flower. The aptly named corpse flower came into bloom, but the once-in-a-decade show is already just about over.
10 years in the making, a few hours in full bloom. There's definitely something in the air in Geelong.
I've been following it on live cam, and so we jumped in the car and came because I said it's open.
We've waited 2 hours to get in, so I think it was worth the wait.
The Titanarum, also known as the corpse flower, produces one of the largest flowers in the world, and it's well known for its distinctive scent, obvious even to those with a blocked nose.
I can't sniff it because I don't got good sniffing. But I thought I sniffed something. It was very stinky.
It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be.
It came in wafts. It was like...
Yeah, definitely.
Like possum poo.
Thousands of botany lovers visited the Geelong Botanical Gardens to witness the event, with some coming from as far as Adelaide to get a glimpse and a whiff of the rare plant. The local council opened the gardens overnight so people wouldn't miss out, while the live stream of the big event was watched by more than 100,000 people.
It's been non-stop for 24 hours now, so the line hasn't dissipated and people just keep coming.
It's the fascination and the uniqueness of it. If you want to draw attention to a botanic garden, this is probably the flower to have here.
The stench of decaying meat is meant to attract the flower's native pollinators, beetles and flies. A once-in-a-decade opportunity to stop and smell the flowers.
And that's all we have for you right now. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more news updates. Have a good day. Goodbye.